Hey everyone, this is a quick stretch. It's about 15 minutes and it was a request from a friend. It's specifically for runners or for after a run. So if you want to, just join along. It's not formal or anything. Start tall on your knees, engage your core, flex your feet underneath you, and slowly and carefully sink backwards. You're going to feel an intense stretch in your shins and the arch of your feet. Come out of the stretch, shake it out a little bit. Counter the intensity of the stretch by pointing your feet and by taking some ankle rolls. All right, flex the feet again and sink down again. If this is too intense, then you can definitely stay on pointed toes, which would change the stretch a little bit, so the stretch would be felt in your quads rather than in your shins. All right, shake it out and stand up. We're going to still be focusing on the feet and the shins for this one. So sink down as far as you can go, almost like you're trying to sit down. And then come up onto the balls of your feet. This might be difficult to do as well and might be too intense on your feet. If so, stay flat-footed and still try to sink your butt as far down as you can. If you're on the ball of your feet, slowly sink your heels down and feel how that stretch comes to the back of the legs now. All right, release, take a little forward fold, and come to stand. Don't get too comfortable, we're gonna sit right back down. We're gonna focus now on the IT band, which runs from basically the back of your butt to your knee. And in runners, it can get really tight really easily, and it's really easy to overlook. Starting with both legs bent, take one of them and fold them over the knee so that the ankle is at the knee. And as you adjust to feel the stretch in your side upper leg, keep your weight in your hands. So you can move your butt around so you get to where you feel the stretch best. And if it's too intense, go back towards your hands and you can sit your butt down and fold forward over the leg. This is intense as well, so if you don't get very far in the stretch, that's totally fine. Just wherever you feel it best. Release that side and do it with the other leg. Again, lift onto your hands so your butt is hovering and find where the stretch feels best for you. And wherever it does, you can sink down and fold forward a little bit. Release and come to the middle of your mat. Shake your legs out and extend one leg out wide while the other one is bent in like that. All right, flex the extended foot and inhale, sweep the arm over for a side stretch. You want to feel it in your rib cage and down into your lower back. Make sure you're not facing forward. That's going to be our next stretch. You shouldn't feel much in your legs. Okay, now rotate so that your back is flat. Keep a little bend in the knee and stretch forward. Okay, here's a fun transition. We're going to press up and kickstand the leg that's already bent while the extended leg stays extended. We're just lifting up. And again, we're getting a side stretch, but all the way from the fingertips to the toes this time. So your leg is incorporated into this side body stretch. Make sure you flex the extended leg so that it gets the IT band and then also the muscles in between your knees and your ankle. Okay, We're going to do the same on the other side now. So side body stretch. And now square your hips, flatten your back, and fold over the extended leg. Make sure to flex your foot and keep a little bend in that extended knee. Again, here comes the fun transition. So press up onto the bent knee and get a full body side stretch. The extended leg is flexed and pressing into the ground. So you feel the stretch from your fingertips through your ribs all the way through the heel. Okay, release. And we're going to come into a runner's lunge on either side. We're going to do both of them. So it's like a low lunge. Your hips are square. Your hands are on top of your knee, and you want to sink your hips so that you're getting a hip flexor stretch. You can also flex the back foot if you want to increase the intensity, and either keep your hands on your knees or you can lift up to the ceiling. Now we're going to press back into a half split, but really focus on that front leg. We want to stretch the calf and the hamstring. So flex the front foot and carefully lean over that front foot. And wherever you feel a stretch, stay there. And now we're going to flow 2 more times between those 2 stretches. So come back up into a runner's lunge. And now press the hips back, flex the foot, and fold over the front leg. Remember to keep a small bend in the front leg. One last time. Runner's lunge and half split. If you want to, you can sink all the way down and fold over the front leg. So it's kind of like a child's pose, but with one leg extended. Okay, come out of that, and we're just gonna get to the other side casually. There's no formal transition here. And we'll do the same. So runner's lunge. Sink the hips. You're feeling a hip flexor stretch. Make sure to engage the core and lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. If you want to lift your arms here, you can. Now carefully press back, half split, flex the foot and fold over the front leg. Now flowing between 2 more stretches each. So runner's lunge. And exhale, push back into a half split. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, half split. And again, if you want to sink all the way down, feel free. Okay, coming out of wherever you are, make your way to a downward facing dog. I know we focus a lot on IT band here, but I think this is a really important stretch too. And it's super simple. So from your downward facing dog, come onto the balls of your feet and shift both of your heels to the same side. Your torso should try to stay in the same position as if your hips were squared, so that you get a side body stretch and again, IT band stretch and the side of the lower leg as well. And just flow between those 2 a few times. Okay, come to standing. and cross one of your feet in front of the other. From here, we're just going to fold forward really slowly, and you want to feel the stretch in your back leg, specifically down the side of that back leg. So from the top of the glute, or like the very bottom of the lower back, all the way down to your heel. Again, this is an intense stretch that we, for the most part, normally don't stretch here, so be really careful in stretching here. If you do want to intensify here, you can take some of the pressure off of the front leg so that more weight is in the back leg. But again, be really careful here. Slowly release and come to stand, shake it out, and just cross the other foot over and bend at the hips. Notice your back leg and make sure there's a little bend in it. I didn't do a good job of showing that, but make sure it's not hyperextended. Remember, if you do want to intensify, you can lift the front foot up a little bit. Okay, release and come back to standing. This isn't a formal stretch at all. I just feel like it feels very good on shins after running on hard pavement specifically. So just point your foot and roll it around a little bit on the mat. You should feel some stretch in the shin, and if it's incredibly painful, just take it back a little bit. And out for the other side. Release that foot and come down into a seated position. With your legs out in front of you, engage your core. Take a little forward fold if you want, but engage the core and slowly sink down onto the mat. You can butterfly the legs open so that your hips get a little more attention. And if you want to add intensity, place your hands as close to your knees as you can and push down just a little. Release and extend your legs out front. And bring one knee up, and we're going to take a spinal twist. So drop your knee to one side, extend the leg if you want. Otherwise, you can keep it bent. And drop the head to the opposite side. For the other side, legs are out long, take the other leg up and bent, drop it over, extend it if you want to, and drop the head to the opposite side. Release that last spinal twist. And now instead of a traditional Shavasana, find a wall and walk your legs up it. So your legs will be parallel to the wall. And just stay here for a while. Especially if you just went on a run, it's good to drain the lactic acid from your muscles, rather than just staying stagnant in a traditional Shavasana. good 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes. But I'm going to end the video here, and thanks for joining.